it was a long time ago. In a small village near Ilesha town, there lived a king called King Adedotun. King Adedotun was a very powerful king. He had lots of chiefs, many servants and laborers on his farmland. Kings from other neighboring villages loved to associate with King Adedotun. They would bring their daughters and beautiful damsels for him to marry. But King Adedotun remained faithful and loyal to his wife, Queen Adedoyin. When Queen Adedoyin passed away from a terminal illness, the king was inconsolable. He wept and mourned for months. His chiefs even tried to pacify the king by bringing beautiful women from noble homes, but the king rejected them all because he couldn't shake off the love he has for the queen. So the king took consolation in his only child, Prince Adedamola. The king and Prince Adedamola became best of friends. Wherever you see the king, Prince Adedamola also must be there. But when Prince Adedamola told the king that he would love to get married soon because he has found a wife, at that instant, the king knew he can't keep his son by his side forever. This made the king to become worried, as he doesn't want to remain lonely for the rest of his life. That evening, the king sneaked out of the palace and journeyed through the forest just to see Ifadipe, the great priest. "Kábíyèsí," said Ifadipe, "I know that the love you have for the queen is a rare and true love. So therefore, I shall break the bond of love between the living and the dead." "Kábíyèsí, you would carry a very powerful sacrifice to the forest. After you drop this sacrifice by the riverside, step into the river and wash your face in the river 3 times. That's all. Step out of the forest and return back to the village. And the lady you set your eyes on first, the first woman your eyes see, upon entering the village, you shall fall deeply in love with her. In fact, you will love her to the point of death." And that is how King Adedotun saw Ayumi, seated outside of the hut and pounding. "But wait, the king said to himself, "who is she smiling at? Is there someone behind the trees?" And that was the beginning of the king's problem. When Tijani walked away from the trees and touched Ayumi's face, and they both smiled at each other. That instant, the king ran back to Ifadipe. "Ifadipe, the gods indeed accepted the sacrifice. I got attracted to a very beautiful woman. I could feel my heart beating very fast. I got charmed by her beauty. But there is a very big problem. I think the woman is married. She was putting on the same clothes with another man." "Never," said Ifadipe. "The gods can never lie. That woman you saw is your woman, Kábíyèsí, and you must do all in your power to make her your wife and the queen." This is a problem. But Ifadipe, don't you have a charm that I can use on her?" said the king. "Kábíyèsí," said Ifadipe, "it doesn't work like that. You are the king, and the king is entitled to have anyone or anything that the kings desire. Go and get your woman, Kábíyèsí," Ifadipe concluded. "Mother, these clothes are beautiful, and the beads as well," Ayumi said. "Father, where do you see this horse?" "Bami, you look handsome. How do you get all this?" "Wait, hope is not what I'm thinking. You people are collecting gifts from the king without my permission." "Shut up!" Ayumi's father interrupted. "I don't think I need your permission before collecting gifts from my in-law." "Hey, Bami, Mami, I told you, I am not in love with the king. Will you shut up? Ayumi's father shouted at his daughter. Woman, you better talk sense into your daughter. Ayumi's father left them. Ayumi, her mother called. Count it as a privilege that the king chose you to be his wife. Many want to be the queen, but the king rejected them all because he loved the queen, Queen Adedamola. May her soul rest in peace. Ayumi, the king is a good man, and he must truly be in love with you. Mother, Ayumi called also, I am in love with Tijani, and it is Tijani that I will marry. I shall not marry the king. And return this gift back to the king. Oh, hey, I've said my own. When the gift got back to the king became very worried. That night, he couldn't sleep, so he invited Ifadipe, the chief priest, to his chamber. Kábíyèsí, ojúbọ̀rọ̀ ṣe gbọmọlọ́wọ́ èkùrọ́. I mean, nothing good comes easily. Whatever it takes, Kábíyèsí, do it. Just make sure that Ayumi becomes your wife. So the king ordered that his men servants should go and bring Tijani. They made Tijani knelt down in front of the palace, and the king ordered them to beat Tijani until he denounced his love for Ayumi. But when the first stroke of the cane landed on Tijani, at that instant, Tijani shouted, I don't love Ayumi anymore! The villagers' jaw dropped. Ha! So soon? Some even became confused. Are you sure this Tijani truly loves Ayumi? Ayumi ran to Tijani, knelt beside him. Don't give up so soon. Remember our promise to each other. Come rain, come sunshine. Tijani me, you can't deny your love for me. I love you, Tijani. Remember, you said that you will marry me, come what may. I'm not doing again, said Tijani. The manservant asked Ayumi to denounce her love for Tijani and declare her love for the king. Never, shouted Ayumi. So the manservant gave Tijani another stroke of cane. I said I'm not doing again, shouted Tijani. I don't love Ayumi. I love you, Tijani, Ayumi cried. The king couldn't bear the sight of the scene, so he retired to his chamber and locked the door. He told his manservant to only knock on the door when there is a good news. Tijani's mother quickly went to Ayumi's mother. Good afternoon, Ayumi's mother greeted. What's good about the afternoon? Replied Tijani's mother. My son is being tortured because of your daughter. He is loved by force. Tijani said he is not in love again with your daughter, but your daughter has remained adamant. Tell me, is love by force? Mama Tijani, please calm down, said Ayumi's mother. Go and tell that your coconut-head daughter to denounce her love for my son, said Tijani's mother. Evening came, and no one knocked on the king's door. The king breathed deeply. They say love is not by force. I will just accept my fate and leave Ayumi alone. So the king stepped out, and when he got to the front of the palace, he was surprised. I shall marry the king! Ayumi cried out. I shall marry the king! Please, don't kill Tijani! But instead of the king to be happy by Ayumi's declaration, the king focused on Tijani. What is wrong with him? Kábíyèsí, we have to change tactics, said the manservant. We intensified the beating and became aggressive. On whose order? The king was annoyed. Is that why he is beaten to stupor? We are sorry, Kábíyèsí. Take him to the medicine chamber now, the king ordered. But in the middle of the night, the manservant broke the sad news of the death of Tijani to the king. Immediately, the king invited Ifadipe to his chamber. "Ifadipe, there is fire on the mountain," said the king. "Kabiesi, there is nothing that happened that the gods are not aware of. Kabiesi, all you have to do is to appeal to the family of the dead and marry the woman after your heart." The king sat on the throne, worried, when Ayumi came in and knelt in front of the king. "I'm sorry, Kabiesi. My stubbornness led to the death of Tijani," said Ayumi. No, interrupted the king. "My stupid action led to his death. Please forgive me," the king said. "All I needed is just a companion. I never planned for this disaster. I'm sorry. I know that you don't love me. I release you to marry any other man that steals your heart, and I shall pay you handsomely." "Kabiesi," said Ayumi, "that's too late now. I shall marry you." "Ayumi," the king called. He just couldn't believe his ears. "Yes, Kabiesi, I will marry you," replied Ayumi. So King Adedotun did all he could just to put a smile on Queen Ayumi's face, but Ayumi remained bitter. And when Queen Ayumi became pregnant, the king showered her with an extraordinary love. The king handed over everything to her: his guards, his servants, his lands, and lots more. But Ayumi remained unimpressed by the king's gesture. Then came the time for Prince Adedamola, the son of Queen Adedoyin, to get married. The celebration was set. The king and Queen Ayumi dressed beautifully for the occasion. And when it was time for the bride, Omotoyosi, to kneel in front of Prince Adedamola so that she can be accepted into the family, at that moment, something strange happened. Thunder struck in the sky, and Prince Adedamola turned into a frog. The crowd ran out of the palace, scared and confused. Before King Adedotun could do anything, his chest started paining him. Ayumi just sat there. She didn't even flinch. "You, King Adedotun, you disgrace me publicly. I have also disgraced you back in the presence of everybody. Don't disturb yourself. I have already poisoned the drink you took earlier." And that is how King Adedotun passed away. Queen Ayumi ordered the guard to capture Ifadipe and arrest all the men servants that were involved in the capturing and torturing of Tijani. She ordered that all of them should be beaten to death. They also must suffer the same fate as Tijani. She went to where Prince Adedamola, who has turned into a frog, was kept. She picked up the frog and let it hop away. She sat on the throne, and Queen Ayumi crowned herself the queen of the village. That night, she went into labor and gave birth to a child. She named him Prince Ajiboye. And as if all she has done is not enough, Queen Ayumi laid a curse on the village that no one will ever know true love or find true love. To her, she's protecting her child from the havoc that love can cause. That same night, thunder struck in the sky. Everywhere darkened. Rain poured out of the sky, and true love vanished from the hearts of the villagers. But in a small hut near other huts, the sky brightened with stars, and there was no rain. "How is this possible?" said the midwife. "I told you that a very special child will be born at midnight," said the grandmother. "Bring me the necklace." The grandmother rocked Omolewa in her arms. Omolewa. Her grandmother called her name. This necklace will protect you from all evils. It is a very powerful necklace and must remain on her neck at all time. Time passed, and many people usually go to the market on market day, and because lots of people usually come to buy and sell on the market day, the crime rates are usually high. Either it is a seller trying to sell fake things to the villagers, or the villagers trying to cheat the seller, or someone trying to steal people's belongings. And all this were happening because the villagers no longer have love towards one another. So this made the criminal activities in the village to be rampant. Most time, Prince Adedamola would come with his army to be on the look for any criminal activities on the market days. This made the villagers to applaud him, as many would say, Prince Adedamola is so kind. He is just like his father, the late king. So on this fateful day, Omolewa, who was grown into a beautiful woman, came to the market when a strange man suddenly approached her, pushed her, and forcefully grabbed the necklace from Omolewa's neck. Quickly, Omolewa raised the alarm. "Thief! My necklace!" she shouted. "I believe this belonged to you." Prince Adedamola put the necklace back to Omolewa's neck, and he felt attracted to Omolewa. "My name is Omolewa," she blushed in return. Though the prince fixed the necklace back to Omolewa's neck, but most times the necklace was slipped and fell, and thus, on the day Omolewa went to the river to fetch water, the necklace slipped again and fell into the river. And as Omolewa bent to search for it, suddenly thunder struck in the sky. But the weather is clear. Omolewa even became more confused. Suddenly, she felt the presence of someone. She turned around and became shocked. "You were not there before." Omolewa became scared. "How did you get here?" Omolewa noticed her necklaces with the stranger behind her, and quickly she snatched her necklace from the man. At that instant, the stranger turned into a frog. Omolewa screamed, "What just happened?" She asked no one in particular. Is it the necklace or the strange frog? Out of curiosity, Omolewa looked at the frog. "You want my necklace, right?" The frog smiled at her. She gave the necklace to the frog. Thunder struck again, and the frog changed into an handsome man. "Do you know where Omotoyosi is?" the man asked Omolewa. "And my father?" Omolewa laughed suddenly. "I think I'm going crazy. Okay, give me back my necklace." "I think your necklace is the reason for my transformation back to human. You see, young woman, I've been a frog for the past 22 years, Prince Adedamola said. "Okay, frogman, I feel so sorry for you, but can I have my necklace back?" said Omolewa, who is running out of patience. "Grandma is literally going to kill me if I don't have my necklace on." "You mean your grandmother did this necklace for you? This very powerful necklace?" Prince Adedamola was amused. "Yes," replied Omolewa. "Grandma said she traveled through the 7 rivers and the 7 great forests just to make this powerful necklace. Grandma said the necklace has the power to chase away evil." "Interesting," said Prince Adedamola. "Do you think she can make one for me?" Omolewa laughed again. "I said it. I'm going crazy." "Omolewa, you're talking with a frog." "Okay, frogman, give me back my necklace." "I will give it back to you when you take me to your grandmother," Prince Adedamola insists. What kind of problem is this? "Okay, "Frogman, let's go and see my grandma. My name is Prince Adedamola," he replied. The moment Omolewa grandmother sighted the stranger, she recognized him immediately and she felt pity for him. May God not let evil people put sorrow in our joy. May God not let us suffer from what we knew nothing of. Prince Adedamola, the grandmother called him, this life. Indeed, whatever has a beginning must surely have an end. No wonder they say no condition is permanent. Prince Adedamola, it is well. That night, Prince Adedamola asked the most difficult question from Omolewa's grandmother. The grandmother breathed deeply. "Omoba, age is no longer on my side. I am old and tired. I cannot journey to the land beyond the 7 rivers and the 7 great forests. But this is how I can help you. You can have the necklace for now. I believe the gods will guide us." So the next day, very early in the morning, Prince Adedamola and Omolewa went to the palace. The moment Queen Ayumi saw Prince Adedamola, she didn't even let them into the palace. "Arrest them!" Queen Ayumi shouted. But at that instant, Prince Ajiboye came to their rescue. "Don't you dare touch them," Prince Ajiboye said. "Mother, have you not done enough?" "Enough!" shouted the queen. "His father killed the one and only love of my life. My heart still bleeds every night. I still remember every stroke of cane. I can still hear him shouting from the pain. No, I have not done enough. I will destroy the king's son." "Mother," Prince Ajiboye said, "don't forget that I am also the king's son. The man that killed the love of your life is also my father. So whatsoever punishment you deem fit for Prince Adedamola is also fit for me, Prince Ajiboye." Omolewa's heart melted by the prince's courage and kindness. And at that moment, Omolewa fell in love with Prince Ajiboye. Suddenly, the sky darkened. The day turned into night, and Omolewa started coughing, and soon she started croaking like a frog. "Abomination!" Queen Ayumi ran back to her chamber. Prince Ajiboye and Prince Adedamola quickly rushed Omolewa back to her grandmother. As they laid Omolewa to the bed, Prince Adedamola put the necklace back to Omolewa's neck, but nothing happened. "The power in the necklace can no longer protect her," said the grandmother. "Why?" said Prince Adedamola. "The necklace belonged to her." "No," replied the grandmother. "The necklace now belongs to you. Omolewa has tampered with the force of the universe when she fell in love with Prince Ajiboye. This darkness that has befell our land will not go away except if Omolewa dies." "No, no," Prince Ajiboye shouted. "There has to be another way. That Omolewa will be cured and this darkness upon this village will go away." "Yes," said the grandmother, "there is another way, but it is a dangerous path. The gods will choose one of you to journey to the land beyond the 7 rivers and the 7 great forests." "I will go," Prince Ajiboye said immediately. "No," said Prince Adedamola. "I put Omolewa in this mess. I should go." But Prince Ajiboye refused. "She is the love of my life. I will save her." But when Ifatono came, the gods chose Prince Ajiboye, and immediately the news got to the queen. The queen ordered that the prince should be locked in his chamber. "Do you know what will happen if you carry the sacrifice?" The queen shouted at the prince. "You better let that girl die and let everything return back to the way it was." "No, I love her," said the prince. "Love?" The queen shouted angrily. "Do you know what love is? It's this love that I have been protecting you from. You, this ungrateful son." Days passed. Omolewa grew weak and pale. So Prince Adedamola removed the necklace and spoke to it. "I wish to be a frog." And at that moment, it changed into a frog. He did this so that he can sneak into the palace and free Prince Ajiboye, who has been locked in the palace by the queen. He freed Prince Ajiboye, and immediately Prince Ajiboye proceeded to the land beyond the 7 rivers and the 7 great forests. Thunder struck again in the sky, and immediately everywhere became bright. The sky cleared up, and love returned back into the hearts of the villagers. But Queen Ayumi felt strange. "My hand." She panicked as she started turning green, and soon she turned into a frog. "Drop my gele," her inner voice shouted at the frog. But the frog hopped away, never to return back to the palace or the village. "I believe this belonged to you." Prince Ajiboye stretched the crown to Prince Adedamola, but Prince Adedamola rejected the crown. "You will make a good king. All I need now is to spend the rest of my days with Omotoyosi. Farewell, brother, and thank you." So Prince Adedamola went to Ilesha town, where he found Omotoyosi. "I searched everywhere for you," Omotoyosi cried. "I kept every frog I came across, praying that one would be you." Prince Adedamola hugged Omotoyosi. "It's all in the past now." He wore the necklace around Omotoyosi's neck. "As long as this necklace is in our household, no evil will come near us again." So Ajiboye became the king, and Omolewa became the queen. Indeed, where there is true love, there is always a miracle, because love conquers all things. The end.